Hello, church family. I want to spend a few minutes with you, just kind of updating you and sharing some information with you. I want to begin by telling you that one of my all-time favorite movies is a cartoon movie, and it's titled Inside Out. So the majority of this movie takes place at the control panels for the emotions of a little girl named Riley, and kind of goes throughout her life. And so most of the time, especially during her childhood, most of the time it's joy that stands at that control panel, just running her childhood and letting her experience all kinds of joys. Now, there are times when sadness comes over and stands at the control panel, sometimes anger, sometimes fear. And because she's a little girl, disgust makes its way in there too, right? It's just a genius movie. And one of the reasons I think it's just such a great movie is because it shows that there are those times in our lives when there's really one kind of prominent emotion that's kind of running the control panels of our lives and our hearts, right? But that there are other times when it's this mixture of emotion, where we find all kinds of emotions standing at that control panel. And it can be a little bit confusing for us sometimes, but it's life. And it's kind of how life works. So it is with sadness standing at the control panel for me right now that I need to let you know that our Bishop, Robert Snazy, has invited me to step into the lead pastor role at Green United Methodist Church in New Braunfels. And so, again, that control panel right now, and just telling you this, there's this sadness about leaving university. And then there's joy and excitement about this opportunity that the bishop and the cabinet trust me with. We have lived life together for the last 10 years. That's what we've done. We've shared our joys and we've shared our sorrows together. I have loved baptizing your babies. And I apologize. If there was ever a time I made you feel fearful that I was not gonna hand the baby back to you, I wanna go on record as saying that 100% of the time I always gave the baby back to the baby's parents. I have experienced great joy, just been overjoyed to celebrate with you and officiate at your weddings. And it has been my honor to walk with you in those hard places in life. So often when you were experiencing the heartbreak of losing someone that you loved, you honored me by trusting me with those hard places in life. And I have experienced that from you. My family and I, we have felt your prayers, we have experienced your love, and that will always be a part of who we are. The joy that I have experienced in worshiping with you, whether that was in traditional or in modern worship, is a joy that will forever be with me. I will think back on so many Sundays when we all gathered together and we worshiped in such a way that it leaves an impression on our hearts and on our minds for the rest of our lives. That's taken place here, and it will continue. It will continue to take place here at university. Living life with you this last 10 years has been such a blessing because you are such loving and wonderful people. You have been so good to me and to my family. I will forever appreciate that. I will forever appreciate that. And I'm going to tell you, I really do wish that I'd had an opportunity to have some of those face-to-face, sit-down conversations to tell you about this news, to share with you in my sadness and in joy and my excitement. But there just has not been time for that. It didn't become official until this past Thursday night, and I didn't want to leave you not knowing. And so this is why I made this video, so that I could share this with you, and we will have opportunities to have some of those face-to-face conversations where I can answer those questions that you might have, and we can maybe speak some words of blessing to one another. And so I would tell you this, that the emotion that I think is probably holding the place of most prominence at my control board right now is the emotion of deep gratitude. When I look back over ministry in my life and think about how I got to spend 16 years at A&M United Methodist Church, an amazing church with wonderful people, I feel deeply grateful. When I think about the last 10 years here at university, doing life with you, some of the most loving and amazing people serving in a church that's so Christ-centered and so Christ-seeking. You are a church with a servant's heart, and it has been an absolute blessing and honor to serve as one of your pastors here. And so it's kind of that mixture of gratitude, right? I'm grateful also when I think about the fact that there's an opportunity that's exciting and filled with joy to lead at Green and be a part of that and to be trusted by our bishop and our cabinet in that way. That's joy and that's excitement. But mostly it's gratitude. It's just absolute gratitude. So I tell you these things today with this sort of tangled up, smashed together, discombobulated mixture of emotions, of sadness, and saying goodbye, joy and excitement and a new opportunity for Green, for me, for university, and gratitude for all that God has done and all that God is going to do in all the churches, right? I want to tell you also this, that I think the emotion that I will forever hold in my heart, deeply in my heart, when I think about university, is the love that I have for you, for this church. And so we face this future together with joy, excitement, love, a little bit of sadness, but we face it trusting God, knowing that God is in our midst, that God will continue to bless university and God will bless Green. And so I want to say thank you, because I do feel that sense of deep gratitude toward you, toward university. And I pray God's continued blessing upon this church. Thanks.